Welcome to the weekly recipe. My name is Sarah, and tonight, to get us into the holiday mood, we're going to be making cutout cookies. For this recipe, you will need sugar, flour, milk, salt, baking powder, vanilla, butter, and egg. So the first thing is to get a medium to large mixing bowl and have your butter that should be softened. So you want to take it out a little bit beforehand, and you're going to add that into the bowl, and then take 1 cup of sugar and pour that right on top. After your butter and sugar are in a bowl, you're going to take your mixer and mix it up. The next step is to add 1 egg. Next, you want to put 3 tablespoons of milk in. And after the milk, it's 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then mix again. After you have all your liquid and sugar ingredients mixed together, get out a separate bowl and measure out 3 cups of flour. Next, you want to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. All right, so then you have your ingredients in 2 separate bowls. Add your flour, salt, and baking powder to your egg and butter and sugar mixture, just a little bit at a time so we don't overwhelm the beaters. And then mix it together. After all your flour is combined with your egg, butter, and sugar, it should look something like this. So the next thing you're going to want to do is take all your dough, and you're going to use your hands for this part, so you might get a little bit messy. And you're going to roll it into a ball. After it's in a ball, put it in a Ziploc bag or wrap it in saran wrap. And then you need to refrigerate it for at least 1 hour. But after your dough has been refrigerated for at least 1 hour, take out some wax paper or find some type of surface that you can roll the cookies out on and put a little flour down so that your dough doesn't stick. So then you're just going to want to take a chunk of your dough, not the whole thing at one time. You can knead it with your hands a little bit to soften it up. And then take your rolling pin and roll it out. You can roll out your cookies to your desired thickness. Some people like them thicker than others. Just remember that the thicker your cookies are, the longer they will take to bake. After you roll out your dough, take your cookie cutters and just press them in. And then transfer them onto an ungreased baking pan. So after you run out of room on your on your dough that you've rolled out, just fold it back up, and you can add a little bit of the dough that's still set aside and then do it all over again. After you have all your cookies cut out and placed onto a cookie sheet, you can put them in the oven at 400 degrees for 7 to 9 minutes. Just keep an eye on them. After your cookies come out of the oven, take them off the baking sheet, and you'll know they're done when they're kind of golden and they're nice and puffy and fluffy. Allow them to cool on their cooling rack for an amount of time. You can touch them, and when they're cool, you'll know it's okay to frost and decorate, which is the next step.